Hi everyone, today I'll present my analysis and recommendations for Hector Gaming Company. I'll start with a brief overview of the company, then explain the main problems, identify symptoms and causes, and finish with a detailed action plan. Now that we have introduced the purpose of today's presentation, let's look more closely at the company itself. Hector Gaming Company, or HGC, is an educational gaming company focused on young children. They were just completed their fourth year and have been growing extremely fast, about 18% per year. Last year, their ROI was over 25%, and they have zero debt, which is impressive for a younger company. HGC has 56 employees who value innovations, learning, and continuous improvement. Their founder, Sally Peter, is recognized as a top young entrepreneur. Understanding this background helps explain the challenges they face today. So let's move on to HGC current situations. Strategic planning is done annually with top managers and consulting support. This year, HGC plans to expand by adding 15 new employees, producing more products, and increasing marketing efforts. Competitors are noticing HGC's success, and there's a risk of key employees being poached. While employees are enthusiastic, there is a lack of clarity on priorities and responsibility. Given this situation, the next step is to identify the main problems and the symptoms that are emerging. The major problem at HGC is that the company is starting to lose its strategic focus and control. Because the business is growing so quickly, people are becoming confused about which projects are truly important and who is supposed to work on what. We can also see that some projects are completely off strategy. For example, the international business game for college students does not fit HEC core market of young children. The issues show up through several clear symptoms. First, there are constant resource conflict among project managers. Second, key employees are being used on too many projects at the same time. Third, we are seeing missed deadline and projects going over budget. Fourth, some projects are not aligned with the company's strategy. And finally, teams are working independently without coordination, which create misalignment across the organization. Once we understand the symptoms, we can identify what is actually causing these issues, which leads us to the root cause. The major cause of this problem is a lack of a formal. There is no central oversight, no project selection or prioritization system, and resource planning is weak. In short, HGC has grown faster than its internal processes can handle. With the cost identified, we can now discuss a practical action plan to solve these challenges. To address the issues, I recommend a clear and structured action plan. First, we should establish a project management office or PMO. This office will provide central oversight and make sure that every project aligns with HGC strategies. For example, the OP strategy college business game can be redirected back to our core market of young children. Second, we need to develop a project prioritization system. This means scoring each project based on strategic field, expected ROI, and the resources required. With this approach, high priority educational games get approved, while non-aligned projects can be postponed or cancelled. Third, HGC must improve resource planning. A centralized resource calendar will help prevent conflicts and for employee overuse. For instance, we can avoid assigning our top talent to multiple projects at the same time. Fourth, the company should hold regular portfolio review meetings. This monthly check-in allows leaders to check progress, adjust priorities, and address problems early. This also makes it easier to cancel or rescope projects that are off strategy. Fifth, we need to provide project management training sessions on scheduling, budgeting, and resource allocation will give managers the skills they need to assign staff effectively and avoid overloading key employees. And finally, it is essential to align strategy with project execution. Every project should contribute to HGC mission of creating educational game for children. To ensure that only projects that fit the core market and long-term vision are approved. After going through the recommended solutions, let's finish with a brief conclusion to summarize the key point. In conclusion, Hector Gaming Company is highly successful, but rapid growth has exposed weaknesses in governance. By implementing a PMO, project prioritization, resource planning, and staff training, HGC can restore strategic focus, manage growth efficiently, and continue to succeed in its niche market. Thank you for listening.